I'm really excited to share with you the way I make a claw machine, and you can also watch my other videos after this tutorial. Step 1 is I simply choose a metal rod to create a frame, and I decided to make very simple so it will be easy for you to follow. With practice and experimentation, you'll find that you can not only replicate existing designs but also innovate and invent new ones. A claw machine is classified as an arcade game. It typically consists of an upright cabinet with a joystick-controlled claw used to pick up prizes, often stuffed toys. Players manipulate the claw to attempt to grab items, which are then dropped into a chute if successfully captured. Of course, it's so interesting to play the claw machine not only in real life but also here in Melon Playground. Step 2 is to make a components of mechanics, use the piston and connect. Step 3 is to use a motorized wheel, not only once, but twice. Adjust the size for both motorized wheels and position them between the piston. Step 4, connect the 3 parts and thoroughly adjust the connections to make sure movements are flawless. Connections are not too tight and loose, wheels must be aligned and should not prevent piston from functioning. Once everything is balanced, you can adjust the torque values depending on how fast you want them to move. Torque values can be changed anytime. As you know, the greater the torque, the faster it can be. Step 5 is to add a gyroscope which will be connected in between the 2 motorized wheels, and again, a perfect adjustments to be done as this is the upper main mechanic of claw machine. A proper connections has to be done and see to it that it does not affect the movements of the motorized wheels and the piston. Gyroscope is maintaining orientation and angular velocity. Now let's try hide the connections to see how it goes, so it seemed a small adjustment has to be done here. Remove all the connections, move the piston up and redo connections. And this time movement seemed fine and we can proceed to the next step. The 5th step is to add the animal trap. Connect and activate the animal trap to check if it works. Now the challenge is, the piston is too low and it does not have enough space, as when it activates, the inner line pushes down making the length twice. In this case, piston's height has to be adjusted by moving up along with the gyroscope. This is how the piston works during the activation. Inner part is pushing down making the total height of the piston to increase plus the height of the animal trap. These are the factor to be considered in making the claw machine. Since everything was adjusted, reconnect the gyroscope on top of the piston. The changes I made is to show you how to further explore the uses and mechanism of each part. If it doesn't work in your first attempt, try the other option by simply adjusting the base frame. Now I have to complete the frames. I'll just make it simple. This is where the toys are placed. Adding some lights will look great. The machine is ready to claw. Step 6 is to put the soft toys. Well, I choose the melons. Deleting all the body parts except for the heads, and it has to be immortal, of course. All needs to be injected by the immortality syringe. Once ready, place them to the claw machine base and check the height of the animal trap if they need to be adjusted again. Step 7 is installing 2 numbers of buttons which will be placed outside the frame. The base must be inclined at an angle of at least 15 degrees for easy grabbing position. Step number 8 is to add a lever. Adding a rangefinder and an impulse gun is just an option. This does not necessarily be the only way to release the toy. I just wanted the toy to be pushed towards the player soon as it falls on the ground. Now, we have the complete sets of mechanism in order for the claw machine to function properly and start engaging. Connect each of the button to the motorized wheel and the lever should be connected to the piston. Use this type of connecting item to activate mechanisms, while the rest can be connected by this tie. In reality, the claw uses an electromagnet with a plunger that controls its movement. When energized, the coil pulls the plunger up, which closes the claw's fingers. However, the claw has very little strength when fully open, making gripping prizes difficult. The claw is programmed to have a strong grip only part of the time, making winning intentionally challenging. Machine can manually adjust the dropping skill to control how often a prize is successfully retrieved. The player can now start the game by pressing the buttons to activate the motorized wheels to adjust the movements and position them to the target, and grab the lever to activate and catch the stuff. Enjoying playing and creating your own claw machine?